Good morning, friends. Good morning. Good morning to all. How are you all? Fine. Health is good. Yes. Yes. Please join first. Please join first. Share the link. Ask your friends to join the session. Join first. Please join first. Join first. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Please join first. Please join first. Please join first. Okay. So myself Abhishek Bhatia sir, right? I've been teaching you strength of material, and in the strength of material we have just about to complete the SFD and BMD. Hopefully we will complete in the today's class, right? So you know about me, right? I have qualified gate time 5 times with ESE score of 2015 with 637, right? I have 5 years of teaching experience, and I used to take subjects like structural analysis, strength of material, geotech, open channel flow, survey, environment, and CPM part. Okay, so this is my team. You can see my team. Okay, most of the teachers you have already learned, you have already studied from these teachers, right? So you understand the quality of our teachers. You can understand the quality of our teachers, right? So let's start the subject from without wasting any time. Let's start the subject without wasting any time. Let's start the subject. Okay, sir. So we are talking about the strength of material, in which we have been discussing about the SFD and BMD. Right. We have seen how to draw the SFD and BMD. We are in the third level of our chapter. Right. We are in the third level. So let's start. Let's start. Level 3, one question we have did. Level 3, one question we have completed. Now moving to question number 2. Now moving to question number 2. See, if you solve this question, it's my guarantee you will not face any problem in the SFD and BMD. Okay. So let us take this roller bit to the right. Okay, sir. So the loading is shown such that, suppose I'm marking A, B, C, and the hinge point is D. So the loading is shown such that there is a UVL from A to D. There is a UVL from A to D. Okay. Then D to B, there is no load, and B to C, there is a UDL. There is a UDL of 8 kilonewton per meter over the length of 4 meter. Okay. This UVL has the maximum intensity of 6 kilonewton per meter over the length of 4 meter, sorry. And D to B, the length of the beam is 2 meter. So this is given in the question, right? This is pure conventional question. Okay, this is pure conventional question which takes around 40 to 45 minutes to solve. Okay, it takes around 40 to 45 minutes to solve. So it's a request from you that don't leave this session unless this point is clear, because if you leave the session in the mid, it will be very, very difficult to you to understand. Okay, and please be continuous in the session, because I have seen that SFD and BMD, one lecture there is many views, the other lecture the views are less. How can it be possible? If you are studying, then the views must be same. Yes or no? Okay, so please take care of this. So we are moving to the question number 2, and I already told you in the ES it will come around 15 to 20 marks, and it will take around 40 to 45 minutes to solve this question. Okay. So what are the things they can ask? What are the things that they can ask? First, determine support reaction. Okay. Let me write this part. Let me write this part in the. Let me write this part in the right side so that I can use the portion for solving the question. So first is you need to find determine support reaction. Okay. Determine support reaction. This is the first part. So this is for 5 months. This is for 5 months. Okay. Second is draw SFD and BMD. Draw SFD and BMD. Okay. It is given for 10 months. 5 months for SFD, 5 months for BMD. Okay. So it is given in this. Determine support reaction and draw SFD and BMD. So first of all, we should determine it is a continuous beam, and we know that we can solve this question only when the beam is determinate. Yes, the SWAM has the limitation. So the first thing that you need to do for the first part, you need to find degree of indeterminacy, which you write as R minus S. Okay, R minus S. So what are the number of support reaction? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So R is nothing but equal to 4. Now what is S? What is S? Can anyone tell me what is S? 3 or more than 3? And if more than 3, what is the value of S? Yes. If I say degree of indeterminacy, and that I'm saying S. So what is S? 3 or more than 3? And if more than 3, what should be the value of S? Okay. Okay. It is 3 plus 1. I've already told you, for any internal hinge, you have one additional equilibrium equation, that is bending moment at internal hinge is equal to 0. Yes or no? So this value is 0. So it is determinate. And if it is determinate, we can draw the SFD and BMD. Yes or no? And if it is determinate, we can draw the SFD and BMD. Yes? Sure? We can do? Yes or no? Okay. So you got degree of indeterminacy, right? So the next step is to find the support reaction. After finding this, yes, it's a determinate. We understood that, yes, we can solve this. So we need to find the support reaction. So let us give the name. At A, the vertical I'm seeing as VA. Horizontal I'm seeing as HA. At B, vertical I'm seeing as VB. And at C, the vertical I'm seeing as VC. Okay. So 4 unknown, 4 equation I can solve, right? Right. So I would like you to solve. I'm giving you 2 minutes. You have 3 basic equations: summation F, summation phi, summation moment. That summation moment you can take about any point. Yes. And you have one additional equilibrium equation, that is bending moment at D is equal to 0. You know the basic definition of bending moment. Use that and get the value of HA, VA, VB, VC. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Come on, solve. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Please solve. Please solve. Use the equilibrium equation. Use the equilibrium equation. You have 4 equilibrium equation. Summation Fx equal to 0, summation Fy equal to 0, summation moment about any point is equal to 0, and bending moment about point D is equal to 0. Yes, please try to find the values. Please try to find the values. Use the equilibrium equation. Try to find the values. Use the equilibrium equation. Try to find the values. Use the equilibrium equation. Try to find the values. Yes. Find the value. Find the value fast. Find the value fast. Find the value of HA, VA, VB, VC. 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 Fast. Last 30 seconds. Last 30 seconds. Last 30 seconds. Yes, last 30 seconds. Please solve. Please solve. Please solve. Okay, so let's see now. What I'm saying that summation fx is equal to 0. Let us say right positive, left negative. Okay, so from here what we can write, only one force is there, that is HA is equal to 0. So here we cannot apply the shortcuts, right? We are not going to apply the shortcuts, right? We have to go with the basics. Next, we are seeing summation Fy equal to 0. Let us say upward is positive, downward is negative. So what is the upward force coming left to right? First is VA is upward, so it is plus. Due to the UVL, the load is acting downward, so it is minus. That is area under the diagram, that is half into 6 into 4, plus VB because VB is acting upward. Then UDL is there, so that will act downward. So minus 8 into 4 plus VC, this is equal to 0. So from here what we get, VA plus VB plus VC, this is equal to 44 kilonewton. This is equal to 44 kilonewton. Okay, so this is my first equation. Now I want to use the next equation, that can be either moment or I can use the bending moment. How? See, I can write the bending equation coming either left to right or right to left, yes or no. So I'm writing the bending moment equation coming left to right, because if I'm coming left to right, I can see only one unknown, that is VA, because HA is already equal to 0, right? So a bending moment at D is equal to 0 coming left to right. Coming left to right. So you're saying the bending moment at D is equal to 0 coming left to right. So what you are going to write? VA into 4, because clockwise you are going to take positive. So VA is upward. VA is upward, and at D you need to take the moment. So lever arm is from A to D, that is towards right. So force upward, lever arm towards right. When you take the moment, it will be in the clockwise direction. So it is plus. Then look at the UVL. This UVL is pointing downward. So if I make it pass through the centroid, so it will have a lever arm towards right. And what is the value? 2/3 of 4. Yes or no? 2/3 of 4. So what I'm writing, it is stating the anti-clockwise. So minus half into 6 into 4 into 2/3 of 4 into 2/3 of 4, and this is equal to 0. So let me cancel out something. 4 and 4 get cancelled out. 2 cancel out. 3 cancel 6 by 2. So VA is equal to 8 kilonewton. VA is equal to 8 kilonewton. Is it clear? Is it clear? Right. So VA is equal to 8 kilonewton. Now, once you find VA, I put the second equation in one, put 2 in 1. Put 2 in 1. Right. So when you put 2 in 1, you will get VB plus VC is equal to 44 minus V, and VA is equal to 8. So VB plus VC become equal to 36 kilonewton. So VB plus VC becomes equal to 36 kilonewton. So this is my third equation. Now again I am going to write bending moment at D is equal to 0, but this time I move right to left. So why I am doing this? Because I obtained the equation in terms of VB and VC. I want another equation in terms of VB and VC only. That's why I'm using right to left for bending moment at D is equal to 0. Is it clear? So coming right to left, anti-clockwise positive, clockwise negative. So VB is creating the anti-clockwise moment. VC is also creating the anti-clockwise moment. But this UDL will create a clockwise moment. Yes or no? This UDL will create a clockwise moment because we are taking the moment about D. We are taking the moment about D. We are taking the moment about D. Is it clear? So bending moment at D is equal to 0, coming right to left. So I have cut the point till D. Now I need to write the bending moment. So coming from VC, I will write VC into lever arm is 4 plus 2, that is 6. It is creating the anti-clockwise moment, and right to left anti-clockwise taken as positive. Right, then there is a UDL that is acting downward and creating the anti-clockwise moment about D. Right, so clockwise moment about D. So it is minus. First is load, that is 8 into 4. Then lever arm, that is 4 by 2 because it will act through its centroid. And since we have to take the moment about D, we need to take the lever arm till D. So plus 2. Is it clear? And then there is a minus of VB into 2 or plus of VB into 2 because it is creating the anti-clockwise moment from right to left, and this will be equal to 0. Okay, so what value you are going to obtain? VC into 6 plus 2 VB, taking the minus to the opposite side, it will be 8 into 4 into 4. 8 into 4 into 4. So if I take 2 common, it will become 3 VC plus VB, and here it is 64 kilonewton. Okay, is it clear? So this is my fourth equation. So if I subtract 3 by 4, right, if I do 4 minus 3, then VB cancel out, you will get left with 2 VC, and this is equal to 64 minus 36, which is equal to 28 kilonewton. So from here you get VC is equal to 14 kilonewton. So you got the VC value. So once you got the VC value, what is the value of VB? That is 36 minus 14, which is nothing but equal to 22 kilonewton. Okay, so you got VB is equal to 22 kilonewton. You got VB is equal to 22 kilonewton. So with this analysis, we got the support reactions. So what are the support reactions? VA you got as 8, VB you got as 22, and VC you got as 14. Any doubt in this support reaction analysis? Please ask. See, I already told you should be ready for all type of questions, right? No need to solve only one particular type of question. More the number of questions you are going to solve, the better you are going to become. Okay? Yes? Yes? Any doubt? Please ask. See, you may ask, sir, why we haven't used summation moment about any point is equal to 0. We can use it. That's not a big deal. We can use it. Okay. But the thing is, I just use bending moment as per my convenience, coming left to right or right to left. Okay. So I just want to solve it simply. That's why I use the bending moment from left to right or right to left. If you want no, I will use only from one side, left to right or right to left, and you want the summation moment about any point, you can use that. The answer will be same. The answer will be same. Is it clear? Right. So we got the support reaction. Now you look here. So we got the support reaction. Once we got the support reaction, we can draw shear force diagram directly. Yes or no? Can we draw the shear force diagram directly without finding the value of critical points for the shear force diagram? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, we can find, because there is no such point where you can see the intensity changing from positive to negative. Yes or no? So we can find it directly, right? So at A, at you're drawing the shear force diagram. You are drawing the shear force diagram. So at A, there is an upward force of 8 kilonewton. I've always told you that due to the load intensity, there cannot be sudden change in the shear force diagram. Okay. So at A, there is an upward force of 8 kilonewton, and moving left to right, the upward is taken as positive or negative. Please comment in the comment box. Right. Moving left to right, the upward force taken as positive or negative? Positive. Yes. So go positive. How much positive? 8 kilonewton positive. 8 kilonewton positive. Is it clear? Now see a UVL. Now you see a UVL. Till which point? Till D point. You see a UVL till D point. Okay. So you see a UVL till D point. So what I told you that when you move left to right, see at the end of the UVL. So what is the total downward load due to UVL? What is the total downward load due to UVL? Nothing but area under the diagram. So what's the area under the diagram of the UVL? What is the area under the diagram of the UVL? Yes, what is the area under the diagram of the UVL? What we can write? Half into 6 into 4, which is nothing but equal to 12. Yes or no? That means the 12 kilonewton load due to UVL is acting downward till B, till D, the 12 kilonewton load is acting downward. Yes or no? So due to downward force, we know there is a negative sign. It will go down. Yes or no? So you are in plus 8, you have to go minus 12. So plus 8 minus 12, you reach at which point? You will reach at minus 4. Is it clear? Is it clear? So how to connect? Again, this load intensity diagram is 1 degree. So shear force diagram will be 2 degree in that portion. Yes or no? And that can be seen with W is equal to minus dV by dx. Okay. Now answer me fast in the comment box. At A, W exists. Yes or no? The load intensity is not equal to 0. Yes or no? Load intensity is not equal to 0 at A. Yes or no? Yes. So if the load intensity there, slope will also be there. Yes or no? And when we move left to right, the next point that is in the right is downward. So slope will also be downward. Slope will also be downward. I've clearly told you. Don't get confused with the convexity, concavity. All these are dhakosla, right? These are not of use. Okay. Don't get confused with concavity, convexity. No need. Right? We are preparing for competition. In this competition, it doesn't require this concavity, convexity. Just understand the basics. Okay. So you can see this slope. Now at D, what is the value of load intensity? Come on, comment. At D, what is the value of load intensity? At D, what is the value of load intensity? 0. So if the value of load intensity is 0, then the slope of the shear force diagram will also be 0. Yes. So the slope is also 0. Getting the point? So now connect with a smooth curve. Connect with a smooth curve. So this is your 2 degree. Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. Now D to B, there is no load. So we know that it is 0 degree. It is 0 degree. Yes or no? D to B, there is no load now. So it is what? 0 degree. Now B, there is an upward load of 22. At B, there is an upward load of 22. So positive or negative? Positive or negative? Say positive or negative? Positive. It will reach at which point? Plus 22 from minus 4. You will reach at 18 somewhere. 18. Yes or no? Now at B, you can see a UDL. So whenever I say there is a UDL or UL, look at the end. So what is the total downward load due to UDL when you reach C? What is the total downward load due to UDL when you reach C? 32 kilonewton. Yes or no? And that is downward. That is downward. So minus 32 should be there. So already you are in plus 18. You have to subtract 32. So where you are going to reach? Minus 14. Yes or no? You are going to reach minus 14. So connect it. Connect this minus 40. This is your 1 degree. Right. Now you can see the upward force of 14. So it will move up. Is it clear? So this is your shear force diagram. This is your shear force. This is your shear force diagram. Is it clear? So just try to understand this. Any problem, please ask. Any problem, please ask in this shear force diagram. Yes, any problem, please ask in this shear force diagram or in support reaction or in support reaction or in support reaction. Sure? Sure. So now we got two additional points. One point I'm saying as E and other point I'm saying as F, where the shear force diagram is changing its sign. Okay, where the shear force diagram is changing its sign. So I'm giving you 3 to 4 minutes to draw the bending moment diagram. See the critical points, find the bending moment at each point, right? The point which you obtained now, that is E and F, try to find the distance and then apply the bending equation, right? Definition, and then get the value of bending moment at these points and try to draw the diagram. Take 4 to 5 minutes, not a problem. Take 4 to 5 minutes, not a problem, but draw the bending moment diagram. Take 4 to 5 minutes, but draw the bending moment diagram. Yes. Please solve first. Try to get the bending moment at each and individual point A, B, C, D, E, F. Right. Then it is very easy for you to draw the diagram. First, find the points. First, find the points and the bending moment at those points. Yes, find the points. Find the points. Please find first. Please find first. Please find first. After this question, I don't think you will have any problem in this SFD and BMD for the beams. I don't think you will face any problem for SFD and BMD for the beams. Yes. Please find first. Please find first. I hope you got the bending moments at A, B, C, and D. The points whose distance are already you are knowing. So at these points, you don't require much time. The main thing is find E and F. For F, I will recommend you to go right to left. It is very easy. With the sign convention, it's very important. Right. Then go for E. Then go for E. Then go for E. Okay. See then. See then. See then. See. First of all, what I said, what are the critical points? What are the critical points? What are the critical points? See here. What are the critical points? Start and end of the beam. So what is start and end? That is A and C. A and C. Then point where concentrated point load or moment is acting. ठीक. So that point is B now. Right? Point where UDL or UVL starts or end. That is A and D. So and then B and C. Both are taken into consideration. Then point where load intensity or shear force changes its sign. That is E and F. So these are the 6 points that you got for finding the bending moment diagram. So first of all, what is the bending moment at A? Come on, answer first. What is the bending moment at A? Come on, comment first. What is the bending moment at A? 0. Yes or no? What is the bending moment at D? It is 0. No need to calculate because it is internal hinge. And internal hinge, the bending moment will be 0. So don't do any calculation for bending moment at D. Then what is bending moment at C? Again 0. Again, what is bending moment at B? Let us move right to left. So if you move right to left, anti-clockwise positive, clockwise negative. So what we are going to write? 14 into 4. This is stating anti-clockwise moment. Minus 8 into 4 is the total load. And the lever arm is 2. So it is 56 minus 64. That is minus 8 kilonewton meter. Okay. What is bending moment? Okay. We have got the 4 points. Yes or no? Now we will go for first F, then E. So for F point. So see this F point. I am considering right to left. So if I am considering right to left, I can see that. Look at the leftmost corner. You can see that. So if I move from right to left, what you can see, there is a 14 kilonewton load and there is a UDL. Yes or no? So I'm taking that into consideration. So for F, what I'm saying, there is a UDL. Let us say the distance is h. Here it is F point. The load intensity is W kilonewton per meter. And the upward force is how much? 14 kilonewton. And this W is also given. That is 8 kilonewton per meter. This W is equal to 8 kilonewton per meter. So what we know for F? We know that shear force at F is equal to 0. Yes or no? So can anyone help me to write the equation for shear force at F moving right to left? Yes. Can anyone help me to write the equation of shear force at F moving right to left? Say man. What the equation we can write? Upward negative, downward positive, right to left. So minus 14 plus 8h. This is equal to 0. So what is that equal to? 14 by 8. So 2 sevens are 2 fours are 7 by 4, which is 1.75 meter. Yes or no? So what is bending moment at F? What is bending moment at F? Anti-clockwise positive, clockwise negative. So 14 into h is anti-clockwise, so positive. Minus 8 into h is lever arm into h by 2. That is 8 into h is the force. Multiply with h by 2, that is the lever arm. So what we are going to write? 14 into 7 by 4 minus 4 into 7 by 4 whole square. Okay. So what I am going to get? 49 by 2 minus 49 by 4. Okay, so the answer is 49 by 4, which is how much? 4 1 is 4, 4 2 is 8, 10, 4 2 is 8, 20, 12.25 kilonewton meter. So this is the bending moment at F that you are obtaining. Okay, this is the bending moment at F. Now I want bending moment at E. So for E point, look at E point here. Look at E point in the diagram. Look at E point in the diagram. Can you see the E point in the diagram? Yes or no? So one simple step is, if you move right to left, you can see the triangular loading. So that you can solve. Okay. I want left to right so that I can let you understand how you are going to solve the trapezoidal loading. Okay. Is it clear? So we are going to see about the trapezoidal loading. So let us first cut the section left to right. So left to right, if you move, there is upward force of 8 kilonewton. There is a UVL. Okay. And let me extend this till the end of this UVL. Let me extend this till the end of the UVL. Okay. So this has a maximum intensity of 6 kilonewton per meter. Is it clear? So now what I'm going to do, this is the trapezoidal loading. Okay. So for the analysis, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the vertex from the point D, and the point here is E, where the section is cutting, where you are getting the shear force is equal to 0. Okay. So linearity we need to apply. So we know that over a 4 meter length, the height is h. So over a h meter length, what will be the height? Over a h meter length, what will be the height? 6 by 4 into h. We have seen this. Yes or no, sir? That is nothing but 1.5 into h. Okay. So for E, any doubt in this part? How we got the UVL intensity at the cut section? Yes? Any doubt? See what I'm telling, I'm not taking the h from end A because the value is decreasing from the initial value. Okay. So I've taken the reading from directly from D, where the vertex point having the intensity of 0. So you know this variation, that's why I've written that. Any doubt in this part? Any doubt in this part? If yes, please ask. We are not in a hurry to solve this. If not completed today, SFD and BMD will complete tomorrow. That's not a problem. But you should understand. Is it clear? Yes, is it clear? Okay. So what we know? We know that shear force at E is equal to 0. Yes or no? We know this point. So see here. If I'm saying shear force at E is equal to 0, left to right, upward positive, downward negative. Yes. So upward is 8 kilonewton. What is the downward force? Area under the diagram. What is the area under the diagram? What is the area of trapezium? Yes. What is the area of trapezium? What is the area of trapezium? Yes. What is the area of trapezium? Say half into sum of parallel sides, that is 6 plus 1.5h, into distance between them. That is how much? If I'm saying the total length from D to A is 4 and D to E is h, so A to E, the distance will be 4 minus h. Yes or no? So half into sum of parallel sides into distance between them, that is 4 minus h, and this is equal to 0. Yes or no? So what we can write? 8 is equal to half into, open the bracket, 6 4 is 24, minus 6h plus 6h plus minus 1.5 into h square. This is equal to, okay, Okay. So from here, what you get? 24 sits cancel out minus 1.5 h square. This is equal to 16. So from here, what we get? 1.5 into h square is equal to your 24 minus 16, that is 8. So h square is equal to 8 by 1.5. 8 by 1.5. So that I can write 1.5 as 3 by 2. So it becomes 16 by 3. So h I got as 4 by root 3. 4 by root 3. Get the value of 4 by root 3. Get the value of 4 by root 3. Get the value of 4 by root 3. Yes. Yes. What's the value? 2.309. So I'm taking as 2.31. 2.309 meter. I'm taking as 2.31 meter. Is it clear? So I got the h is equal to 2.31 meter. Now I'm elaborating this. I got the h as 2.31 meter. Okay. So we got the h as equal to 2.31 meter. Okay. Then 4 minus h will be 1.69 meter. Yes or no? Is it clear? Now this 1.5 h, that is 1.5 into h is what? 2.31. Okay. So if I multiply this 2.31 with 1.5, you get the value as 3.465. I'm taking it 3.46. Okay. Got my point? These are the final part using the h value. Now, how to find the bending moment? Because till now what we used to do, we find the centroid point, and with the centroid point we used to find the moment. Yes or no? In this case, what I'm going to do for you, I'm dividing it into two parts. I'm dividing it into two parts. One is UDL. One is UDL. Can you see that? Yes. And other one is UVL. I will show you the UVL. See the UVL. See the UVL. Can you see the UVL? Yes or no? So we can see that there is a UVL, and we can also see that there is a UDL. Okay. You can see UDL and UVL. Can you see that? Yes or no? Yes or no? Can you see UDL and UVL? So if you can see the UDL and UVL, so what we can say, if this length is 3.46, okay, then that is the UDL intensity 3.46. And what is the UVL maximum intensity? 6 minus 3.46. That is nothing but 2.54 kilonewton per meter. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes or no? Now use the centroidal part and you can give the result. Okay. Okay. So now I want bending moment at E, moving left to right. Bending moment at E. So left to right, clockwise positive, anti-clockwise negative. So 8 into 1.69, this is clockwise, so positive, minus. First I'm talking due to UDL. So what is the area under the diagram due to UDL? What is the area under diagram due to UDL? That is nothing but 3.46 is the intensity and width is 1.69. So this is the total load due to UDL. Okay. And it will act at its centroid. So what is the centroid and what is its distance from the point E? Nothing but 1.69 by 2. Yes or no? 1.69 by 2. Is it clear? Now again, due to U, we are also stating the anti-clockwise moment because it is acting downward and lever arm is towards right. So minus area under the diagram, that is half into 2.54 into 1.69, and the E point is at the vertex. So 2/3 of 1.69. 2/3 of 1.69. So get the value of E, bending moment at E. Go one by one. Go one by one. Go one by one. 8 into 1.69. That is 13.52 minus 3.46 into 1.69 square. Okay. And this divide by 2. So it is equal to 4.94 minus next part 2 cancelled out. So let us remove that. 2.54 into 1.69 square. Okay. And this divide by 3. So the value you are getting as 2.418. Let us say that is 2.42. So roughly the value that you are going to 13.52 minus 4.94 minus 2.42. So that you are obtaining around 6.16 kilonewton meter. So this is the bending moment at E that you are obtaining. Okay. So now we have got all the bending moment points. Yes, we have got all the bending moments point. So we'll plot that. We'll plot that at A. At A, look at the part. Look at A, bending moment is 0. At A, bending moment is 0. At D, bending moment is 0. Okay. Then at C, the bending moment is 0. At B, the bending moment is minus 8. B, the bending moment is minus 8. Then at F, the bending moment is 12.25. At F, the bending moment is 12.25. Okay. Then at E, the bending moment you are obtaining as 6.16. You are obtaining the bending moment as 6.16. Now I obtained all the values. Now I can draw the bending moment diagram. So just look in the shear force diagram and correspondingly I can draw the bending moment diagram. Yes. So first I would like you to solve. If you haven't done, yes, please solve. Please solve. So over the portion AE, over the portion AD, right? The shear force diagram is 2 degrees. So bending moment diagram will be 3 degree. So we need to look at the slope, and the slope of the bending moment diagram is given by V is equal to dm by dx. Yes or no? V is equal to dm by dx. So at A, answer me fast in the comment. At A, is there any load intensity? At A, is there any load intensity? Yes or no? At A, is there any load intensity? Yes or no? Yes. So you can see the slope. You can see the slope. Yes, you can see the slope. As the right portion is above, as the right portion, the point is above, so we need to show the upward direction, right? This is the most common problem you are having. So why to go up, why to go down? I've already answered you that when you go left to right and you need to see the slope. So the point just at the right, see the where it is lying. If it is lying up, show the slope upward. If it is lying down, show the slope downward. I've already told this, right? Now look at point E. Look at point E. So what is the value? Is there any value of shear force at point E? Is there any value of shear force at point E? Yes or no? 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 So slope at E will be 0. Slope at E will be 0. Right. Now look at D point. Look at D point. Is there any value of shear force? Yes or no? Look at D point. Is there any value of shear force? Yes or no? No? No or yes? Yes. So slope will exist. Now connect this with a smooth curve. So this is your third degree. Is it clear? Now D to B, there is 0 degree in the shear force diagram. So bending moment diagram will be 1 degree. This is your 1 degree. Okay, plus, then you are coming the minus. Now again, B to C, there is a UDL. So shear force diagram is 1 degree. So bending moment diagram will be 2 degree. So you need to see the slope. So you need to see the slope. Yes or no? So at B, look at B. At B, just right, just left, the slope will be different. The just right, the slope will be different because the shear force value just left of B is different, just right of B is different. Is it clear? So just right of B, is there a shear force? Yes, the value is what? 18. So you need to see the slope, and since the next point magnitude of F is positive, you need to look upward. Okay, got my point? At F, shear force is 0, so slope will be 0. At C point, shear force value exists, so slope will exist, right? Since we connect upward, we have to connect upward. I'm showing it. Now connect this with a smooth curve. Okay, so this is your second degree. This is your second degree. So if I plot the area, positive, negative, again positive, right? So this is your bending moment diagram. Any doubt, please ask. Any doubt, please ask. Any doubt, please ask. Okay, can anyone tell me how many point of contraflexures are there? How many point of contraflexures are there? Can anyone tell me how many point of contraflexures are there? Yes. How many point of contraflexures are there? Yes. How many point of contraflexures are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. How much? 2. The point where bending moment changes its sign, that is 2. So you can see the point of contraflexion. One that is at D and the other which is at the right of B. Is it clear? Is it clear? So any doubt in this SFD and BMD, please ask. Any doubt in this SFD and BMD, please ask. Any doubt in this SFD and BMD, please ask. Yes, any doubt? Any doubt in this SFD and BMD? Is it clear to all? Okay. Okay then. See then. So we are moving to the next level. We are moving to the next level, that is level 4, which is the application level. The thing which you understood in the level 1, 2 and 3 will be applied in the level number 4. Okay. The thing which you understood in the level 1, 2, 3 will be applied in level number 4. Is it clear? Is this point clear? So first question coming up, I will solve 2 questions in the level number 4. Right. The first question will be, I will give you the shear force diagram and I will ask you what will be the load intensity diagram and the bending moment diagram. Right. Next, standard case from which most of the time questions are asked. So let's see one by one. So question number 1 is saying for the beam shown in the figure, for the beam, rather than beam I'm writing, for the shear force diagram shown in the figure, determine first loading diagram and second bending moment diagram. First you need to draw the loading, second you need to draw the bending moment diagram. Okay, so let me give the question. So first point, there is a height 10, it goes to 5.5, then 1.5, then 9, it rises to 3, then constant, and the distances are given. This is given as 6 meter, this is given as 10 meter, the next part it is given as 2 meter. So A, B, C, D, plus, minus, plus, and the degree is also given 1 degree, 1 degree, 0 degree. So this is the shear force diagram given to you. This is the shear force diagram given to you. You have been asked to draw the loading diagram and bending moment diagram. You have been asked to draw the loading diagram and bending moment diagram. Okay. So since we have understood everything, right? So we'll see through it how we are going to solve, right? So try to understand my point. Try to understand my point. I'm going for the solution. Try to understand my point. Okay. See here. If I want the solution, see, I'm just drawing the simple ABCD point. ABCD point. Okay. Now what we know, if I move left to right and shear force diagram is suddenly changes to 10 kilonewton up, that means there should be upward load of 10. Yes or no? There should be upward load of 10 kilonewton at A. Okay. Now A to B, you can see the shear force diagram is 1 degree, and that too it is decreasing. What implies? This implies what? This implies that there will be a UDL between A to B. Yes or no? This implies there is a UDL between A to B, because we know that when over a length there is a UDL, the shear force diagram will be 1 degree. Yes, we have seen so many questions. Okay. So what should be the intensity of this UDL? If I say the load intensity is W1, so what should be the intensity of UDL? What is W1? Change in load upon length. To determine this, so what is change? You are changing from 10 to 5.5 over the length of 6 meter. So that is how much? 4.5 by 6, which is nothing but 0.75 kilonewton per meter. Is it clear? It's nothing but 0.75 kilonewton per meter. Okay. Now from B to C, again there is a UDL. B to C, again there is a UDL. Okay. And before that, because there is sudden change, there should be a downward load. What should be the value of this downward load? Nothing but 5.5 minus of minus 1.5, that is 7 kilonewton. Okay. Then there is a UDL. Let us say the load intensity is W2. Okay. So can anyone tell me what is the value of W2? Can anyone tell me what is the value of W2? Can anyone tell me what is the value of W2? Yes. Can anyone tell me what is the value of W2? Can anyone tell me what is the value of W2? Yes. Can anyone tell me what is the value of W2? Yes. Can anyone tell me what is the value of W2? What is the change? Change is from 9 to 1.5, yeah, 1.5 minus 1.5 to plus 9, whatever you say, right? And over the length of 10 meter, the change is 7.5 by 10, that is nothing but 0.75. Is it clear? So the UDL intensity for both W and W2, you're obtaining same. That means same UDL is applied over the length of AC. Is it clear? Is this point clear? Okay. Now you can see a sudden change, and that is moving the upward direction. So if a sudden change is moving the upward direction, then what should be the magnitude of the load? From -9 you is changing to 3. So 9 negative, 3 positive. That means total is 12 kilonewton. Is it clear? Now C2D, there is no load, right? Because it is 0 degree. And at D, it is coming down. That means there is a downward load of 3 kilonewton. Is it clear? Is this point clear till now? Is this point clear till now? Yes or no? Is this point clear till now? Yes, sure? Sure? Okay. So one more thing we need to look in the loading diagram is what is the support type? What is the support type and where it can exist? So the loading is acting downward. So the support reaction should be coming the upward direction. That means support can be either at A. Support can be at A and C. Yes or no? Support can be at A and C. Since C is the interior support, it cannot be fixed. It is generally roller. So we'll keep it as a roller. Okay. But the A can be fixed support also because how it can be fixed support? In the shear force diagram, there is no influence of moment. So you don't know whether the end A is fixed or not. We need to find it. How to find? How to find whether the support A is fixed or not? How to find support A is fixed or not? Yes? How to find support A is fixed or not? What is the change from simple support to the fixed support? In a simple support, the bending moment is equal to 0 when it is at the ends. Whereas in the fixed, the bending moment is not equal to 0. Is it clear? So, I'm finding the bending moment at A. I'm finding the bending moment at A coming right to left because I don't know left to right condition. Yes, but I know right to left condition. So, in a right to left, anti-clockwise positive, clockwise negative. Yes or no? So right to left, anti-clockwise positive, clockwise negative. So coming right to left, -3 into what are the distances? 6, 10, 2. So 6, 10, 16 to 18. Okay. Then plus 12 into 16. Then minus 0.75 into 16 is the total load. And lever arm is 16 by 2. Minus 7 into 6. Okay, let's check the result. So minus 54 plus 192 minus 12, 6, 16, 696 minus 42. So the value you are getting 6, 4, 10 to 12, 6, 9, 6, 15, 4, 19, 192 plus 192. That is equal to 0. So what you are obtaining, the bending moment at A is equal to 0. And if the bending moment at A is equal to 0, this implies that A end is simply supported. I'm repeating this once more if you didn't understand. What I'm saying to you that this is a beam in which the loading is acting downward. You can see the loading. So the resistance need to be applied upward. And that you can see at A and C. So C is the interior support. So it has to be simple support. But A can be fixed support. How? How? In shear force diagram, there is no influence of concentrated moment. So you cannot see its effect in the shear force diagram. We need to check because nothing mentioned in the question what type of beam is this. So we are checking that. How to check? If a fixed support is there at the end, then bending moment at that support is equal to 0. Sorry, is not equal to 0. And if there is a simple support at the end, I'm talking at the end. simple support is there at the end, then bending moment at the support is equal to 0. Yes or no? So what I am obtaining, that bending moment at A is equal to 0, which implies it is a simple support. Is it clear? So let me mark the final diagram. So this is, I'm marking as a hinge. There is a loading of 0.75 kilonewton per meter throughout. That is a UDL. There is a point load of 7 kilonewton. Okay. Then there is a roller I'm keeping, and then I'm keeping the point load, that is 3 kilonewton. This distance is 2 meter. From A to B, the distance is 6 meter, and B to C, the distance is 10 meter. C to D, the distance is 2 meter. So this is your loading diagram. So any doubt in this loading diagram, please ask. How we have drawn this loading diagram, if you are not understood, please ask. Yes? Any doubt? Any doubt how we get this loading diagram? Let me explain this once again. There is upward load of 10. So upward load of, you can see the shear force, there is sudden change, it rise to 10 from 0. So it can only be possible when there is upward force of 10 at A point, right? Then you can see a linear variation in the shear force diagram. So the linear variation in the shear force diagram can come when how you can obtain the linear variation in the shear force diagram? When there is a UDL. So I mark the UDL, found the intensity. Then you see a sudden change from 5.5 plus to minus 1.5. So that can be possible only when there is a point load, right? Then there is a, you can see 1 degree. So again, that can be possible for the UDL. Now you see a sudden change, it moves upward. So I've seen that, showed that upward. Now C to D, there is no load. That's why 0 degree. So shown that. At D, there is a sudden change. So that's I've shown with the 3 kilonewton. Any doubt till now, please ask. Any doubt till now, please ask. Yes? Any doubt till now, please ask. Sure? Don't have any doubt? You don't have any doubt? Sure? Okay. See then, the next part is to draw the bending moment diagram from the shear force diagram. So for doing this, I need to give some basic to you, and you know even this. We have a formula V is equal to dm by dx. Yes or no? So what we can write, this dm is equal to V dx. We can write this dm is equal to V dx. Suppose h varies from h1 to h2 and m varies from m1 to m2. So what we can write about this? That m2 minus m1. What is integral V dx? What is integral V dx? Area of the shear force diagram? Yes or no? So what I am going to write, this is nothing but area of shear force diagram between h1 and h2. Is it clear? So this is the backup point that you should understand. You must have seen this type of equations in the maths. You might have solved this also, right? So you are getting m2 minus m1 is equal to area of shear force diagram between h1 and h2. Okay. Now, I need to find the critical points for drawing the bending moment diagram. Yes or no? I need to find the critical points for drawing the bending moment diagram. Critical points. Critical points. So what are the critical points? What are the critical points? Starting end of the beam. Then don't look at this load intensity diagram. Forget that there is any load intensity diagram. Just look at the shear force diagram. Just look at this shear force diagram. Okay. So what is the starting and end of the beam? That is A and D. That is A and D are the starting and end of the beam. Right? Point where concentrated point load or moment is acting. That you can clearly see, that is B and C. Sudden change is there. Point where UDL or UVL start or end. Right? That we again see, that is AB and BC from this diagram. Right? So ABCD till now. Then point where load intensity shear force changes its sign. Again same, right? So what are the critical points? A, B, C and D. A, B, C and D. Where bending moment at A we have already found equal to 0. Where bending moment at A we have already found is equal to 0. Is it clear? Now, see here, if I say positive area, I am moving left to right, okay, left to right, and positive area will be taken as positive in the diagram and negative area will be taken negative, okay. So left to right, axis from 0 to D point, that is 0 at A and maximum at D. So first I am talking between A and B. Between A and B. So B is in the right, A is in the left. So what we are going to write? MB minus MA. This is equal to area of shear force diagram between A and B. A and B. Where MA is equal to 0. Which you already seen. So what is the shear force diagram between A and B? What is the area of shear force diagram between A and B? Say what is the area of shear force diagram between A and B? Nothing but trapezium area. Nothing but trapezium area. Say here, nothing but trapezium area. That is what? Half into 10 plus 5.5 into 6. Okay. That is half into 10 plus 5.5 and this multiply with 6. So let me cut something. So 2 cutting 6 is 3. 15.5 into 3, 15 into 3 is 45. So it is 46.5 kilonewton meter. So you got bending moment at B, that is equal to 46.5 kilonewton meter. 46.5 kilonewton meter. So the bending moment at B you are obtaining as 46.5 kilonewton meter. Is it clear? So you got the bending moment at A, you got the bending moment at B. I'm not using the load intensity diagram, mind it. Okay. Now I'm moving from B to C. Right? So what I'm going to write? MC minus MB is equal to area of shear force diagram between C and B. So what is the area of shear force diagram between C and B? Look at the diagram. Trapezium is there. So that is the area of trapezium. Negative area, you have to take negative. Sum of parallel sides 9 plus 1.5. Distance between them 10. So what is the value? Half into, in minus, half into 1.5 plus 9 and this multiply with 10. So the value that you are going to obtain is 25, 10.5 into 5, that is minus 52.5 kilonewton meter. Okay, so that is minus 52.5 kilonewton meter. Now you got MC minus MB is 46.5. This is equal to minus 52.5 kilonewton meter. So from here MC you are getting as 46.5 minus 52.5, which is nothing but equal to minus 6 kilonewton meter. So you got the value of MC also. Now the last is left D point. Last left is D point. So again I move from C to D. So what is the area under the diagram between C to D? It is a rectangle. So area is 3 into 2. So what I am going to write? MD minus MC. This is equal to area of shear force diagram between C and D. So what is the value? 3 into 2, that is 6. So from here we already had MC value, that is minus 6. This is equal to 6. So from here I get MD plus 6 is equal to 6. From here I got MD is equal to 0. And it should be 0. See here. If you look at the load intensity diagram, there is no force at the right of D. So it cannot create any bending moment at D. Yes or no? Yes or no? Those who haven't liked the video, please like it. Those who haven't liked the video, like it so that your attendance can be marked. Please like the video. Right? So MD you got, MC you got, MB you got, MA you got. Now you can draw the bending moment diagram. See here. See here. I'm drawing the bending moment diagram just here itself. Drawing the bending moment diagram just here itself. Bending moment diagram. So marking the points A, B, C, then D. Okay. Okay then. So at A, bending moment is 0. So mark the point 0 is 0. At D, the bending moment is 0. At B, the bending moment is 46.5. So it is plus 46.5. 46.5. Okay. And at C, the value is minus 6. Value is minus 6. Now, I need to connect it. But how? If you look in the shear force diagram between A to C, okay. So between A to C, what you understand? There is a UDL. Yes, 1 degree shear force diagram. So bending moment diagram will be 2 degree. And if the bending moment diagram is 2 degree, you need to find the slope. So V is equal to dm by dx. Now tell me, at A, is there any value of shear force? At A, is there any value of shear force? Yes or no? At A, is there any value of shear force? Yes or no? Come on, tell me. At A, is there any value of shear force? Yes or no? Yes. There is value, right? And at just right, you can see the value is positive, so you need to move up. Okay. Is it clear? Now look at B. Look at B. At B, the shear force is not 0. Just left, value is plus 5.5. Just right, value is minus 1.5. Is it clear? So just left, I need to connect with A. So I'm showing the downward slope. Just right, the value is minus. And I need to connect with C, which is down. So I need to connect it downward. Is it clear? Is this point clear? Now look at C point and just left of C point. What is the shear force value at C just left? What is the shear force value at C just left? Look in the shear force diagram. Is there a value? Yes or no? Yes, it's there. So slope will be there. Yes or no? And I need to connect with the B right. So I'm showing upward. Is it clear? So now I'm going to connect this with a smooth curve. Right? This is your 2 degree. Here also it is 2 degree. Okay. Now C to D there is 0 degree. So bending moment diagram will be 1 degree. This is your 1 degree. So you can see a point of contraflexion. This is a point of contraflexion. Right. So this is your bending moment diagram. Any doubt, please ask. Any doubt, please ask. Any doubt, please ask. Yes, any doubt? You might be facing doubt in the slope of the bending moment diagram. See here what I am saying. Look at the B point. Look in the shear force diagram at the B point. Just left of B, the value is 5.5. Just right of B, the value is minus 1.5. And the bending moment diagram slope will represent the shear force value itself, right? So the slope at B just left and just right cannot be same. Right? It has to be opposite because one is plus, other is minus. Similarly for C also, just left the value is minus 9 and just right the value is plus 3. And you can see this in the bending moment diagram. You can see this in the bending moment diagram. So any doubt, please ask. Any doubt, any doubt, any doubt. Any doubt? Any doubt? Please ask. Any doubt? Please ask. Yes. Any doubt? Sure. Any doubt? No? Sure? Okay. Okay then. Second question of level 2. Second question of level 2. I'm giving you still time. Please ask. Any doubt? Please ask. Sure? No doubt? Okay, see then. Next question. A double overhang beam. A double overhang beam a double overhang beam with equal overhangs of length A and length between the supports equal to L is subjected to loading, is subjected to UDL throughout of W kilonewton per meter. Okay, so if first case L greater than 2A, second L equal to 2A, third L less than 2A, then determine SFD and BMD. Determine SFD and BMD. Okay, so this is given. Okay, this is given. This is a question given to you. Please have a look. Please have a look. Please have a look. Please have a look. There is a double overhang beam with equal overhangs of length A. The overhang length is given as A, and the length between the support is equal to L. And this is subjected to the UDL throughout. That means from the start of the overhang to the end of the overhang. Throughout it is UVL. Sorry, UDL is there. So 3 cases are given and it's asked to draw the SFD and BMD. It has been asked to draw the SFD and BMD. Yes. Yes. See, first of all, we need to draw the diagram. So it is said that the length between the support is L and the overhang length is A. Okay, this is subjected to UDL throughout. This is subjected to UDL throughout of intensity W kilonewton per meter. Okay, of intensity W kilonewton per meter. Now, what we know, is it symmetrical? Is it symmetrical? Yes or no? Is it symmetrical? Yes or no? So whatever the total downward load is acting will be taken by both the supports equally. Will be taken by both the supports equally. Yes or no? Will be taken by both the supports equally. Yes or no? It will be taken by both the supports equally. So if I give the name A, B, C, D. So what is the total downward load which is acting? What is the total downward load which is acting? Come on, write in the comment, man. What is the total downward load which is acting? What is the total downward load which is acting? W into L plus 2. Very good. So what is the support reaction at B and C? Both will take equal reaction. So it is W into L plus 2A divided by 2 and W into L plus 2A divided by 2. Is it clear? Is it clear? Right. Now, can you draw the shear force diagram directly? Can you draw the shear force diagram directly? Can you draw the shear force diagram directly? Yes or no? Can you draw the shear force diagram directly? Yes or no? Yes, say. Can you draw the shear force diagram directly? Yes or no? Yes, you can. Okay, see then. See then. So at A, shear force is 0. A to B, since there is a UDL, then we can see the downward load. Left to right downward is negative. So what is the total, listen carefully, what is the total downward load due to UDL till B? Till B. What is the total downward load due to UDL till B? Why I am taking till B? Because at B I can see the upward load. So the change will be there. Right. So what is the total downward load due to UDL till B point? What is the total downward load due to UDL till B point? Till B point. What is the total downward load due to UDL till B point? Yes. W into A. It is W into A. Yes or no? So minus W into A. So you'll reach minus W into A. And the connection will be what? The connection will be linear. Connection will be linear. Now you can see the upward force of W into L plus 2A by 2. So if I reframe this, I can write this as WL by 2 plus WA. Okay. Why I did this, you will understand. There is upward force of WL by 2 plus WA. And due to the upward force, left to right upward will be positive. Yes or no? And you are already in the negative of WA. So minus WA plus WL by 2 plus WA. Where you are going to reach? Where you are going to reach? Come on, comment in the comment box. Where you are going to reach in the positive side? You are already in minus WA. You are adding plus, you are adding WL by 2 plus WA. So where you are going to reach? Yes, very good. You are going to reach WL by 2. You are going to reach WL by 2. Yes or no? Is it clear? Now, again B to C there is a UDL. So till C from B, listen very carefully. Till C from B, what is the total downward load due to UDL? Till C from B, what is the total downward load due to UDL? Till C from B, what is the total downward load due to UDL? Very good, WL. So that is downward, so minus. So WL by 2 plus minus WL. Where you are going to reach? Where you are going to reach? You are going to reach minus WL by 2. Right? So connect this with a straight line. This is your 1 degree. Is it clear? Now again opening this WL by 2 plus WL. Okay. Now there is a upward. So due to upward it will increase. Right? So you are in minus WL by 2. You need to add WL by 2 plus WA. So where you are going to reach? Yes, comment in the comment box. Where you are going to reach? Where you are going to reach? You are in minus WA. You need to add WL by 2 plus WA. You will reach W into A. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. Now from C to B, C to D, there is a UDL again. So what is the total downward load due to UDL at D from C? W into A. Positive or negative? Negative. So plus WA minus WA, where you are going to reach? 0. And how you are going to connect? With a straight line. So minus plus minus plus. This is your shear force diagram. So in this diagram, you can see there is no effect of L and 2A. So this is the shear force diagram for all the 3 cases. Okay. This is the shear force diagram for all the 3 cases. Is it clear? Right. Is it clear? Okay. So I got one point for the bending moment diagram where shear force is changing its sign, and that is point E. Okay. Can anyone tell me where the point E lies directly without using any equation or drawing the free body diagram? Can anyone tell me where the point E lies? Can anyone tell me where the point E lies? Can anyone tell me where the point E lies? Yes, exactly at the center. Very good. Because you can see the linearity at the left top also WL by 2, at the right bottom also there is WL by 2. So it will lie exactly at the center. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay, see then. See then. So next I want to draw the bending moment diagram, and for bending moment diagram I want critical points. So what are critical points? Starting end of the beam A and D. Point where concentrated point load of moment is acting B and C. A and D, B and C. Then point where load intensity shear force changes its sign, E point. UDL, UVL starts or end, that we already considered, that is A and D. So what is bending moment at A? Come on, answer first. What is bending moment at A? Answer in the comment first. What is bending moment at A? Yes, 0, right? Bending moment at A is 0. Similarly, what is bending moment at D? This is also 0. Bending moment at B, come left to right. Bending moment at B, come left to right. So it is, since it is acting downward, and can see the load is acting downward and lever arm is towards right, so it is anti-clockwise. So minus area under the diagram W into A, lever arm A by 2. So the value is minus WA square by 2. So this we obtain moving left to right. Okay. Is it clear? Is it clear? Right. Similarly, what is the bending moment at C? What is the bending moment at C? I will be coming right to left because it will be easy for me. I will be coming right to left. Come on, write the answer. What is the bending moment at C? Coming right to left. What is the bending moment at C? Coming right to left. What is the bending moment at C? Coming right to left. What is the bending moment at C? Coming right to left. What is the bending moment at C? Coming right to left. Yes. Right to left, clockwise is negative, anti-clockwise positive. So minus loading WA, lever arm is A by 2. So that is minus WA square by. Any doubt till now? No? Sure? Sure? Okay, see then. I want bending moment at E. You can move anywhere from left to right or right to left, it's your wish. Both sides you are going to get the same equation because it is symmetrical. So what is the bending moment at E? Clockwise positive, anti-clockwise negative. So the reaction at the support will create clockwise and the UDL will create anti-clockwise. So bending moment at E, what we are going to write? W into L plus 2A by 2 into L by 2 minus first load W into L by 2 plus A. This is the total load. This is the total load. And what is the lever arm? L by 2 plus A divided by 2. L by 2 plus A divided by 2. So let me simplify this. So I get W by 4 L plus 2A into L. Okay. Next, minus W by 8 L plus 2A whole square. Anyone who didn't understood this, please ask. Anyone who didn't understood this, please ask. Anyone who didn't understood this, please ask. Sure? Clear? right? Okay. Okay then. See. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take W by 8 into L plus 2A common. So doing this, I will get here 2L minus L minus 2A. So doing this, I get W by 8 L square, or I'm writing this form, L plus 2A into L minus 2A. Now you will understand the importance of different diagram, that is L greater than 2A, L less than 2L equal to 2A. So since it is a form of A plus B into A minus B, I write in the form of A square minus B square. So this is the bending moment at E, right? Is it clear? So now first bending moment diagram I'm going to do, where L is greater than 2A. Bending moment diagram. So at A the value is 0. At B the value is, at D the value is 0. At B the value is minus WA square by 2. At C also the value is minus WA square by 2. Whereas at E, if you talk about, it is W by 8 L square minus 4A square, right? Now, if L is greater than 2A, if L is greater than 2A, if L is greater than 2A, then bending moment at E will be positive or negative. If L is greater than 2A, then bending moment at E will be positive or negative. If L is greater than 2A, then bending moment at E will be positive or negative. Can't say first. Positive, so it will go upward. It will go upward. Okay. This value, I'm pointing it from somewhere outside. This is W by 8 L square minus 4A square. Now you need to connect with the curve. This is very easy. So at A, we know that the throughout UDL, so bending moment diagram will be 2 degree, and 2 degree means the slope will be given by V is equal to dm by dx. So at A, shear force is 0, so the slope will be 0. At B just left, shear force is there, so you need to connect left, so upward. Again right, shear force is there, so again showing upward, right? At, so we need to connect this with a smooth curve. At E point, the shear force value is 0, so the slope is 0. Yes or no? Right? And again look at, see, left right the slopes are different, so I need to connect upward, so I'm doing like this, right? At D the slope is 0, so connect this with a smooth curve, right? So what is the degree throughout? The degree is 2 degree. Yes or no? So minus plus minus. Any doubt? So what is the area under the diagram? What is the area of the diagram? This and this, then this. This is your bending moment diagram for the case when L is greater than 2A. Okay. Now, when L is equal to 2A or when L is less than 2A, will there be any effect? Will there be any effect in the bending moment points at A, B, C and D? Come on, answer. When I am going to draw bending moment diagram for L is equal to 2A and L less than 2A, will there be any effect? Will there be any effect at the points A, B, C and D? Come on, answer first. Will there be any effect at the points A, B, C and D? Will there be any effect at the points A, B, C and D? At A and D the value is 0. At B and C the value is minus WA square by 2. No link with L. So no effect. But yes, at E it will be affecting. Okay. So first let me draw that part. Let me draw that part from both sides. This value is WA square by 2, WA square by 2, WA square by 2, WA square by 2. Okay. So this we have drawn. This we have drawn. Now see here. When L is equal to 2a, you have the equation ME. When L is equal to 2a, L square is equal to 4a square. Yes or no? And what is the bending moment at E? It will become 0. It will become 0. So that's why 0. So it will touch the curve, the 0 line. Okay. So this is your bending moment diagram. This is your bending moment diagram when L is equal to 2a. Is it clear? Next. See, it has to go up. It has to go up because one slope is positive, then other is negative. Okay. Next is when L is less than 2a. So if L is less than 2a, then L square will be less than 4a square. Then bending moment at E will be negative. Yes or no? So it is negative. We have to put negative somewhere. So this is your diagram. Okay, this is your diagram with the minus sign. And this value is what? This is W by 8. If I talk about the magnitude, it will be 4a square minus L square because L is less than 2a. Okay, so hatch the area. This is your area of the BMD, right? Any doubt in this part, please ask. Yes, any doubt how to draw the SFD and BMD, please ask. Any doubt in this SFD and BMD, please ask. Yes. Yes. Any doubt? Any doubt? Any doubt in this SFD and BMD, please ask. Yes. Have any doubt? Sure? 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 Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. So I assume that it's clear now. So I'm talking about the next thing in this part, that is most economical beam. Most economical beam. Most economical beam. Okay. When can beam be most economical? When either you use lesser quality material, and this lesser quality material you can use when the less amount of load is acting on the beam, or the less amount of stress is developed on the beam for the given load. Load is fixed, but that load is creating minimum stress on the beam. And this can be possible only when the maximum, the absolute value of bending moment is minimum. Absolute value of bending moment is minimum, or the design value of bending moment is minimum. Yes, I'm repeating once more. A beam can be economical when we use the lower quality material. We can use the lower quality material when the stress developed in the material is less than its strength. And that means I need to reduce the stress that is acting on the beam for the given load. Now this can be possible when the bending moment is minimum, and the bending moment is minimum when the maximum positive bending moment is equal to maximum negative bending moment for a given loading. That means there should be both positive and negative value, right? So what I'm saying, that maximum positive bending moment is equal to maximum negative bending moment. So out of the three cases, you got in the only first case positive and negative both, and that can be most economical. Other two cases can't be economical. You can't make it an economical beam, right? So what is the maximum value of positive? That is W by 8. W by 8 L square minus 4 square. And what is the maximum negative value? That is WA square by 2. So let's equate this. W cancelled out. 2 cancel 8 by 4. So from here you get L square minus 4A square is equal to 4A square. So this get L is equal to root over 8A square. That is nothing but 2 root 2A. So L is equal to 2 root 2A. L is equal to 2 root 2A. Okay, so how the design will look like, see here. For the most economical beam, this length is 2 root 2A. The overhang lengths are A. So you can clearly see that the L is greater than 2A. Yes, you can clearly see that L is greater than 2A. Right. So in this part, a question is asked that what is percent overhang? What is percent overhang? So what is percent overhang? See here. Percent overhang. Percent overhang. What we are going to write? Length of one side of overhang. That is only one side, not both sides. So A upon what is the total length? 2 root 2A plus 2A, and this multiply with 100%. So that is, if I take A common, the bottom is 2 root 2 plus 2 into A. This is multiplied with 100%. So if you solve, you will get the value as 20.71%. Is it clear? So for the most economical beam, the overhang at one side should be 20.71%. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. So now also one case, let's see. When you are saying L is greater than 2A, when you are saying, suppose I'm talking this is A, this is L, and the other is A. So percent overhang, what I'm going to write? A upon L plus 2A, yes or no? And this multiply with 100%. So if I say, let's say that if L is equal to 2A, so what is percent overhang? If L is equal to 2A, what is percent overhang? Come on, say what is percent overhang when L is equal to 2A? Nothing but 25%. Yes or no? Yes or no? Next, if L is greater than 2A, if L is greater than 2A, then percent overhang should be more than 25% or less than 25%. If L is greater than 2A, then percent overhang should be more than 25% or less than 25%. Yes? Less than. Very good. Less than 25%. Yes or no? Next, if L is less than 2A, then percent overhang will be obviously greater than 25%. So in the objective, what they ask that if the percent overhang is 25%, what should the shape of bending moment diagram? If the percent overhang is less than 25%, what should be the shape of bending moment diagram? If the percent overhang is greater than 25%, then what should be the shape of bending moment diagram? Is it clear? So this way you can answer such type of questions. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yes or no? So this is the way we get the design of the economical beam, right? First of all, we have seen how to get the BMD for all the three cases. Then we have seen what is the meaning of most economical beam. Then we have find what is the percent overhang for the most economical beam. And we have also seen what are the different percent overhang situations, right? Corresponding to which we got the BMD values. Is it clear? Right. So in today's class, we have learned 3 questions, but all the 3 questions are very good, very high level questions, right? We have seen the application part, right? And we have seen the another way of overhang beam, that how to analyze the overhang beam when subjected to UDL, right? So that's all from the SFD and BMD. I hope you enjoyed this session of the SFD and BMD, and most of the doubts that you all are having for drawing the SFD and BMD would have been clear. One thing that you need to do in this is you need to solve more and more questions, because if you just study and you're not solving the question, that's a waste, right? So solve as much questions as possible. The more the questions you are going to solve, the better you are going to become. Is it clear? Right. So coming back to our module, that what we are teaching, the Unacademy Plus, right? And what are the advantage of the Unacademy Plus? I've already told you again and again. You can see the classes there in English and Hindi both. There's a doubt clearing session. Weekly tests are there. There's a rank improvement batch that will be starting very soon from the 15th of June. Okay, from the 15th of June, we are starting the rank improvement batch. So those who have studied once, they can join over there. Crash course we are running here itself. There will be running also. Daily live classes are running. Okay. Then you depending on the batch you like, you can join the batch. You can see the batch. Okay. So there is some different platform. The platform is much better than this, which we are using, the YouTube. Right. You can see there is a wide difference. You can clearly write the comment. See what happened in the YouTube. Basically, if I say, suppose we are teaching, then whatever we are teaching the live, that comes with a lag. But in the class that we are having over there, there is no lagging. So whatever we are going to say, we are going to say at that time itself. Okay. So that is the biggest advantage of this part. There is a separate doubt clearing session, right, in which you post your doubts regarding what is the problem that you are facing. So you can post your doubts, and we will give you, not just as a written, we will give you a video reply. And for the subscription, what you have to do, you have to go to the any of the goal which you have select. Suppose GATE and ESE you are going to select, right? You can select over that and go for the subscription, and go for the subscription. There are different subscription: 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and 24 month, right? You can avail our coupon for getting the 10% discount. Suppose the 12-month fees is 25,000 for 12 months. If you use our coupon, you will get 22,500 value, right? There's a discount of 10%. Then you can pay, suppose you have any problem with the paying money, you can pay using debit card or credit card. There's a EMI that is cost free. There's no cost on that EMI. And last, you for any doubt till now, you can post in this Facebook group. Okay, if you're not joined to the Telegram, connect it soon. And finally, just subscribe to our channel so that you can get further updates that what is occurring, because per week we organize something different, right? Okay, thank you so much.